गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Namaste friends. 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is known as Guna Traya Vibhag Yoga, that is the yoga through the knowledge of three gunas or qualities. This chapter is also very important because here Sri Krishna gives us knowledge regarding three gunas. We have already learned that these three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, are born of Prakriti or matter, which creates this universe with the intelligence of Supreme Soul or Paramatma. Therefore, to know about these three gunas in detail is important to understand one's own nature and how to make progress on our path of self-realization. The word gun in Sanskrit means not only qualities or virtues but also rope, and a rope is used for tying, and these three gunas also tie the soul with the body. As already has been explained, the soul identifies with the body and experiences all the vikaras or modifications of Prakriti, and it remains bound to the body by these gunas, which are product of Prakriti only. Therefore, to know about these three gunas, important to get rid of the influence of these three gunas. Now, Sattva is the best, and we take up that first. Sattva stands for purity, knowledge, light, health, and happiness. And this Sattva gun also binds through the attachment of happiness and knowledge. Because a gun, it may be made of gold, but it binds surely. Next is Rajas, activating Rajas or passion. It gives birth to desire and attachment and ultimately to sorrow. It binds the people because there is unquenchable thirst for worldly things and then activities to attain these material things. And this binds the majority of people with bodily activities and ceaseless desires. A sattvic person has a strong desire to assert and achieve and to show his superiority among the people. And as a result, this gives restlessness, and one is all the time busy in acquiring worldly things and endless desires. The earth is rajasic in this state of evolution, and therefore most of the people are of rajasic nature. At last comes tamas. Tamas literally means darkness in Sanskrit, and tamas denotes all the negative qualities such as darkness, delusion, ignorance, neglect, idleness, oversleeping, laziness. And a tamasic person, like an animal, is only concerned with his body, and body is all important to him. And due to ignorance, he is not able to distinguish between right and wrong actions. And he usually indulges in doing wrong actions. All these three gunas are present in everybody. But due to difference of proportion of these gunas, the conduct and behavior of every person is different. And that amounts to different temperaments of people. Behind every action, there is preponderance of one of these three gunas, because actions are born of desires, and desires are product of Prakriti. And therefore, these three gunas influence our actions. Now, these three gunas not only influence our actions and our behavior and our conduct in this life, but our next life is even decided by these three gunas. The preponderance of sattva leads one to take rebirth in pious families. Rajas gun's preponderance leads one to take birth as an ordinary person, and in those families of similar passionate nature. And third, tamasic, he is reborn in the body of animals or in those families which are of base human families. Now Sri Krishna asks Arjun to go beyond these three gunas, that is sattva, rajas and tamas, because one who goes beyond these three gunas, he becomes a seer or a sakshi, that is witness. He goes beyond all the dvandvas and beyond this cycle of death, birth and rebirth. And he progresses on the path of self-realization. The knowledge given in this chapter can be utilized in day-to-day living. We can introspect and see which of these gunas is predominant in our nature. If tamasic gun is predominant, then we can remove it by doing good actions. And slowly by doing good actions, this performance of good actions becomes our habit, and our mind also becomes steady. And for this, from the very childhood, the children should be taught to respect their elders, to speak truth, and they should love all the beings. They should be kind to all the beings. Similarly, rajasic actions, which ultimately leads us to sorrow, can be changed, because rajasic actions also are performed many a times unconsciously as an habit. And these habits can be changed with the sangati, satsangati, that is the company of good or spiritual people, because satsangati helps a lot in removing the bad habits from our character. Actually, everybody knows that company is of great importance for everybody. Good company teaches us good habits, and bad company teaches us bad habits. So we should have good company. And next is sattvic, because sattvic actions also, if sattvic actions, good actions, also if performed with a desire to please one's ego, then they bind. But if we perform these good actions with a thought to please God only, then these sattvic actions also don't bind. For this, one example can be given, that if we are eating food, we should keep this thought in the mind while eating, that I am eating the food for keeping this body temple healthy and fit. And similarly, if we perform small actions as cooking or sweeping the floor, etc., with 100% concentration, then also it becomes meditation. So yoga, meditation with balanced life leads one to success in the realization of supreme goal. And I have already stated many times that one should always be thankful to God, and one should perform all the duties, all the actions with sincerity and honesty. And in whatever situation we are, we should be thankful to God always. And this gives us happiness and joy and peace to our mind. And it has been already said that action should be performed without expecting any fruits. And lastly but not least, we should love all the beings on this earth. And it has been stressed again and again in our Shastras by saying Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that this whole earth, Prithvi, earth, is like our family. As we love members of our family, so we should love all the beings of this earth as our family. And the famous poet Kabir Das has also said, ढाई अक्षर प्रेम के पढ़े सो पंडित होए, that those who have understood the real meaning of 2.5 lettered word prem, they are actually the wise people. They have understood the real meaning of prem or love. Therefore, love is God, and we should love all the beings on the earth, and that is our aim, that unconditional love to our own self and to others, which leads us ultimately to our supreme self-realization. Thank you for listening to this video patiently. Hope to see you in the next.